with your host. I am Coach Jake. Hope you guys are doing good today. Happy New Year to you. It is already the 4th, man. 4 days. We got 361 days left to 2024. Hope you guys are doing good. Join me in the chat. Give me a roll call where you coming from. Hit me with a number one. What's up, Sergio, Mr. Bulk, Ibrahim Barlas, Locomotive, Aiden, Lorenzo, Nisi, Calvinberg, Not Your Kaz, Silverback. What is up, Morgan? Happy to see you, brother. Today, I want to touch on something that I don't know. I haven't touched on in a long while. Man, William A. Eminent, Elam Sorts is from Missouri. What's up, dude? Happy to see you guys. Okay, so here's the deal. I want to talk today about corruption. About corruption. It's everywhere right now, man. And is it really everywhere just now, or has it always been that way? Mr. Bulk hit me in from Florida. What's up? The reason I'm saying this, man, is you can't avoid it. The Epstein list was released today. This is the list of people that Epstein had on his island. We see that Clinton was there, Bill Gates, all that kind of stuff. It's just super brutal time. But has it always been this way? That's the question we need to ask. Is it maybe because we live in this age with all kinds of new technology that we are now just aware of it, right? And this corruption could be in sports, could be in MMA, could be in the UFC, could be in Bellator, right? So I just would love to hear, first of all, some of the things that are concerning you with regards to this just general concept of corruption, right? Like, what sort of corruption is bothering you? Is it the hypocrisy of testing athletes and the fact that maybe it's corrupt? Maybe it has to do with it could be something with Epstein, could be something with the medical establishment, like all the stuff that we've been seeing with Fauci and whatnot. So I'm curious. I just want to get a pulse on what you guys are saying. Just FN Leo here says the world has always been this dangerous. I tend to agree. I think Silverback Morgan is saying, I think it's always been this way. Organized corruption has been here since the beginning of time. But with today's modern age, you can't get away with shit. I mean, I think you can. But the way you get away with it now is different, right? The way you get away with it is different. It used to be through deception or hiding it, right? Doing it in a clandestine manner. But I think now that I think it's different. I think corruption gets away with what it gets away with because of the fact that we allow it. That's the hard fact, right? I've heard this adage before that you get the government that you deserve. And, it's just crazy to me. Like, you look at something like, I hate to go back to it, but, the founders, they had an entire revolution because of the unfair treatment that the British East India Company was getting with regards to taxation because it was a British company versus the tax that Americans had to pay on tea, for example, on imports. And so they all dressed up like indigenous Americans, dumped all of the British East India Company's tea in the harbor. And it really lit a powder keg that launched this idea. It's funny because I have a lot of friends that are both on the left and the right. I'm neither. I'm an individualist. I tend to be more like a libertarian, if you understand what that even means. And so, this is why I like Catch as Catch Can as well, because it's the way I understand it and the way that I studied it is that it came up from the bottom up, not a top down authoritarian thing like we find today with the Olympic committees or even USA Wrestling. these top-down dictates. It was grassroots. It was from the bottom up, right? And those agreements could be made between individuals instead of some statute that everybody had to abide by, whether you agreed to it or not. It was contractual. So, I just look at all this stuff going on, and okay, so first of all, talking about corruption, just making sure I haven't missed anybody's comments here. Anybody of worth, we have some idiots on there talking about pooping and greasing up their buns, man. This is why corruption happens, because idiots allow it. What I would like to discuss with you guys, and I'd like to see your ideas in the chat, what can be done? What can actually be done, right, about corruption? And, there's some very interesting things coming down the pike here with AI. I love AI for business applications. I don't like AI for military and police applications. This idea that whoever programs it, and it may not even be human, right, could very well determine the outcome of your life. Hold on, my battery's about to die. I'll be back. Hold on. Back. Oh, man. You never can tell. You never can tell. Mr. Bulk says AI is just going to be a new type. So I had this woman on my old radio show. I don't know if you guys, a lot of you guys might be newer followers. I had a live two-way talk radio show on the third oldest radio talk station in the country, back at the end of kind of AM radio, right? So, it's still out there. I don't know if anybody actually, does anybody listen to AM radio? Anyway, it was K-Talk in Salt Lake City, Utah. And let me turn down the brightness on this light a little bit. Is that better? I don't know. That just makes me like orange now. So, the thing is this. I've been looking at this for the longest time. And in my 30s, when I was a little more idealistic, I actually thought I'd get involved with politics, which was a massive mistake. I never really talk about it, right? But when I did that, it was like, what was that guy talked about? Like, actually getting involved in politics is like going to the factory and watching the sausage get made. It's like disgusting. You want nothing to do with it. And that's really what I learned. I got very inspired by Ron Paul back in 2008 to actually become political. I'd never become political before, but I saw the writing on the wall, and it was, it's only gotten worse, man. Now, this is the weird thing. We live in this amazing time of technology, so things are fantastic technologically. A lot of prices, computer prices keep coming down, cell phone prices in terms of what you can do with it, get better and whatnot. Let's see, I can and I will. I do 200 knuckle push-ups in one set with weight in 12 minutes for the new fucking year. Stay hard. Okay, dude, that's badass, bro. So I would love to see people in 2024. It's an election year, but I'm so jaded and skeptical. I don't even know if the elections are valid. I don't know if they even make a difference. I've never seen one vote determine something. There's like, they only allow two sides at the debates. It just seems like we live in a very corrupt world. So what do you see as the antidote to living in a corrupt world? What is your plan? You know what I mean? What do you want to do? Now, let me see this idiot. Okay, block. See you later. You post dumb shit, you win the award to get booted out, dumb shit. All right. So anyway, I think that the first thing that we can do is that we can have personal integrity. I think that's the first thing that we do is we have to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and know that we're a good person and honest person. I think that's the baseline for almost all of it, right? What I mean, are you guys out there? Are you paying attention? So I just want to really discuss some of this because it's so jaded now, right? Like we can't trust our institutions. Like I don't trust doctors anymore. I don't trust politicians for sure. I don't trust almost anybody in a position of authority. They've lost it. And I wonder why that is. Is it because people have been seduced? Is it because there isn't enough ethical and moral education? Um, Morgan says to stop corruption, I think it takes people standing together, but we constantly argue over useless shit like religion, race, and two-party candidates. The few control the many because the many don't. I think that's a great point. It's so funny because I look at something Luc Descroix, sorry I'm messing that up, says trust in grappling. Well, I love that, honestly, because how many of you guys are historian oriented, like literate, right? I think, hold on, I got to delete another idiot. Block. Keep coming, man. Let me know who you are so I can block you, you idiots. It's fun, dude. It's like a video game. I'm like, boo, boo, boo. Um, yeah, if you look at the Constitution, it actually wasn't that awesome. The anti-federalists, like Madison and a few others, were really concerned with individual liberty. That's why there was the first amendments, the 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights, because the anti-federalists weren't going to go along with it. And, freedom of speech, freedom of self-defense. So I'm really hearkening back to the comment about trust and grappling from Luc Descroix, that was trust and grappling is basically like, to me, is this idea of self-defense. So all of us that love, thanks, Jesse, LOL, block them. Yeah, man, they're like, come on here, like making all kinds of weird, gross comments. Anyway, the anti-federalists were like, we need a Bill of Rights. We need a jury by trial by jury, of our peers, not some magistrate in a wig and a black robe looking all weird. We need individual freedom. We need responsibility. And the Second Amendment, the Second Amendment, the spirit of the Second Amendment was to stop tyranny, was to stop people from encroaching on the freedom, property rights of individuals, of the people, right? So let's go here. Wild Norick, have you ever considered working for WWE and Performance Center as a catch coach in order to improve technique and bring legitimacy to professional wrestling? It's interesting. I got invited to the Performance Center a long time ago, and I passed on it, and it was probably a mistake. I was invited to come in and teach. Actually, ironically, not catch, despite my pedigree, but the mace. They wanted me to come in and teach these guys how to do the mace. Now, I have a love-hate thing with the WWE. Mostly love. I hate's probably strong. I really appreciate what they do. Sometimes they do some great stuff depending on who the writers are and who the producers are. They've done a lot. They've pushed Catch as Catch Can, especially like about 3 or 4 years ago. NXT with Nigel McGuinness was pushing a lot of Catch as Catch Can stuff. They still do with Charlie Murphy and Drew Gulak. I would love the opportunity to come in there and show it. But, I am working on a whole different concept. My concept, and there are other people copying me as usual, and it's okay. Ideas are important, and implementation is important. And so, the thing is if I come up with an idea, but I can't implement it. So, for example, the mace belt, I implemented it. I created the first fitness mace, did a great job, but it was on it who piggybacked onto Rogan's marketing that blew up the steel mace. I'm happy. I mean, it would have been nice to catch a check or something, but I don't expect it, and I don't they don't owe me anything in my mind. I'm actually glad because they helped expand my idea and implement it in a way that I couldn't. So this is the same with all the people that have liberally taken from my efforts and my ideas and tried to put it on their channels. The only thing that bothers me is if they do it poorly or if they are unethical about it. That's the only thing that bothers me about it because I don't want that kind of rub. So I would definitely jump at the opportunity, but I am going in a very different direction. I would love, and honestly, I think that the market is conforming to me, to my vision. This is why we see this merger between WWE and UFC with TKO, right? So that's my vision, is to have this hybrid that looks like UFC and MMA, but is WWE. No cage, traditional wrestling ring, just like WWE, shoot pro wrestling, meaning harkening back to the language for those that are grappling literate of a shoot, which means a completely straight contest contested under professional wrestling rules. That is catch as catch can wrestling. Okay. There are a lot of variations. There are some people, oh, you can't have chokes. And then they go and say, oh, you can have an arm in choke and make shit up. It's cool. I don't mind. In fact, some of these people are doing fantastic work. But, the idea is for me to go back to a rule set that was the original rule set that made it catch fire in the United States. Because WWE, UFC, amateur wrestling, all of it is derivative of catch as catch can, but it was the American style that lit the match. And that's what I am pushing. This is a more open, no holds barred, pin and submit style that is actually competitive instead of scripted. I hope that answers your question, pal. Let me scroll through here. Sorry. So what does this say? Wild Noric, thanks for the answer. So you mean basically UWFI. UWFI was still worked. The match, who went over was predetermined. So no, not UWFI, not UWF. If there is anything that would be close, it's not even pancrase because I don't want the slaps and kicks. I want traditional professional wrestling where you have a 3-count pin and concessions. The person can tap or give up. That has not been done really legitimately in 100 years on a big scale. So that is my vision. I would love if I could find champions within WWE that would help me with this vision. 100%. I've been on this for 20 years. I mean, I'm well known for it now. So that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. All right, guys, I literally have 5 minutes. I have a bunch of meetings I have to jump on to. Any questions, any ideas, about this? The whole thing with corruption, man, I mean, I don't even know what to do. Like, I've called modern politics in my 2009 book, Anomaly. I said politics is pro wrestling. Jesse Ventura picked it up shortly thereafter and ran with that. I want professional wrestling to no longer be corrupt. and it's not corrupt now that Vince let everybody in on the secret, but that's shameful to me. That for all those years, professional wrestling lied, made money through a lie. That's corruption. And that's what I don't want. I want real professional wrestling. I've done 3 shows, minimum viable products, sizzle reels. We're shopping them around currently, spent all last year shopping it around. So, if you know somebody, I know that we've got, I can't remember the name of the promotion, but my new friend, J. Brian Miles, is trying to do similar with the same concept. If you know people that want to help me with this, I would appreciate it. If you know people that I can help, I'd appreciate that. It's all about networking and stuff. While Norik says, well, you should consider making a YouTube video explaining your idea because this is my literal. Okay, dude, there's like so many YouTube videos. go on YouTube and type in Shoot Pro Wrestling, and you'll see all the matches, tag team, um, shoot, which are like a triple threat, singles matches. I don't know if it's up, but I even have an intergender match. So yeah, man, exciting times. Please, please, please look into what it means to have a lot of personal integrity. To me, and I think Morgan is right. We have to get a bunch of people on this trip. It's a shame. I mean, I look at the size of the national debt, something like $30 trillion. Like, we're reaching the point of collapse. I wrote about this in 2011. I have a book called Endonomics, like economics, but end, talking about the end of the United States as we know it. And a lot of it is due to the debt, to the national debt. And I just don't know what to do. I hope you guys have a better idea, because I tried politics, ended up just getting threats to my family and all kinds of other nonsense. So I just appreciate the hell out of you guys. Hit me up, connect with me in the DMs if you have ideas, if you have people that I should connect with. I just really appreciate you guys, and let's have 2024. Let's try to make it the end of corruption, right? At least in America. I appreciate you guys. Oh man, this is so fun. I love these idiots because I can just block them. Block. Boom. That's the second one. No, you're the third one. Okay. Basma says hello. Any other questions? Because I'm going to jump. I got to be on this call in like 2 seconds. All right. Nagata is acting crazy. So whatever. Luke DeCroix says trust in jiu-jitsu. Wow. I'm a trust in wrestling. It's a lot older and a lot better in my opinion. But hey, man, I appreciate your perspective and respect it. Z Bang 3118. Hello from Korea. Awesome. International, bro. Happy to see you. All right. Yep. I literally have 2 minutes. I got to jump. I appreciate you guys. Hit me up at the DMs if I can be of any assistance. Know that I'm here for you. Appreciate you. Bye.